So a while ago, Kyutai, which is basically a non-profit AI research lab based in Paris, released two models, a speech-to-text and a text-to-speech model. Now, before they released these new models, they were famous for releasing this model.
Hello, how's it going?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm doing really well. Can you tell me about yourself?
Sure. My name is Moshi and I'm in artificial intelligence.
Okay, is that all? Are you working for the CIA?
No, that's not accurate. I'm not a part of the CIA. I'm just a voice
Are you
AI designed to
sure?
interact with
Are you
humans.
really sure?
Yes, I'm sure. I've been trained to understand and respond to human speech.
Now, what's interesting is that the text-to-speech model, which is basically its model via TTS 1.6b ENFR, this text-to-speech model can start audio generation while the texts are still being generated by an AI model, which would basically mean lower latency for voice interactions with that particular LLM or that particular AI assistant. So that's really, really cool, honestly. And for the speech-to-text model, the speech-to-text model comes in two different sizes. We have the 1 billion parameter model, which supports English and French, and we have the 2.6 billion parameter model, which supports only English. Now, both of them can actually handle streaming and return word level timestamps. Both the text to speech and the speech to text model both support real time usage, but I don't know why you would actually need it for speech to texts, especially since you'd need the whole text for the LLM to actually process it. Maybe you could actually use it for translation or real-time translations in case of the 1 billion parameter model that supports two languages, or real-time transcription for both models. But we're going to find out in this video. Basically, we're going to definitely find that out. So let's head over to the text-to-speech model. So to get this model with, you can download these 4 files from config.json to the tokenizer down here, and you can place them in whatever directory you'd like or in your project directory. But if you already have the Hugging Face Hub CLI package installed on your machine, you could just use that to download this Hugging Face repo. So you would have all the necessary files you need in whatever directory you like. So I already have my project directory set up in my IDE, but let's head over to Jar GitHub repo to install the necessary package and follow your setup guide. So we'll clone this repo. It's called Delayed Streams Modeling, and it's basically the central hub for just speech to text and text to speech models. So if you want to use both models, you will actually need to clone this repo. Anyways, it contains all the necessary scripts and examples, because if we head over to this speech to text PyTorch, we can actually see the installation steps and all that. We'll need Moshi and then this package. Let's just clone the repo first. Okay, let's head over to the IDE. So as you can see in our IDE, I only have the models directory and main.py. Now I'm going to set up a virtual environment. So if you're using VS Code, you know how to do this. I'm going to be using virtual env. You can use Conda if you like. So I'm going to select Python 3.12. So it's finally done, and it has actually selected that virtual environment for this IDE. Let's open up a new terminal, and it will automatically activate that virtual environment, as you can see. So let's clone the repo. So I can actually check out this. So let's install this, and we'll also install Moshi. Okay, we have those two installed. I'm going to copy this, head over to main.py, and I'm going to paste it in. And I'll also copy this. Okay, so the next thing, we're going to copy this. So since we're not using Jupyter Notebook or Colab to actually run this, we can remove this audio display. We're going to use this package to save the audio file in our root directory. So we can head over to script and we can see how it was actually done here. Pretty simple. And so this is the output, the file name basically, or the output.wave. So we're going to make some changes to this code, and since we do have the model already downloaded and set up here in our project directory, I'm going to make some changes to the checkpoint dot from repo. So I'm going to paste this in. So if you hover over this particular function, as you can see, these are the parameters or arguments it actually accepts: Moshi weights, Mimi weights, tokenizer, config path. So it doesn't actually need to automatically download them. And I'm pointing them to the models directory over here. We have the models directory. Then inside the models directory, we do have Kyutai, TTS, blah, blah, blah. So we're pointing it to this, and this is what the Moshi weights actually need. This is file. And then we do have the tokenizer right here. Let's zoom in a bit. Over here we have the Mimi weights, you can see, and we have the config path. So I think that's basically it. And this default DSM TTS repo is pointing basically to the Hugging Face repo. I don't think there's anything else. So let's change this to CPU since we don't actually have CUDA set up. We are not actually using an NVIDIA graphics card. I'm currently running this on my MacBook. So, but you can actually try this out using MLX. I think this actually supports MLX, so you can actually check it out. If you head over to scripts, as you can see, we have TTS MLX. Now I'm going to try that out once I'm done with this, but let's see what happens. So before we actually run the code, we have to change this to audio. So once it's actually done generating the audio, we will see output or wave in this project root directly. Okay, here we go. Now let's play it.
My name is Ultron. I will annihilate the Avengers.
It actually sounds really good. It's not bad. It does actually sound good. Okay. Since we actually used, I think the voice we used was happy. Yeah, so was what we actually used. And let's play the audio and see if it actually sounds similar.
Basically, yes. I mean, I've always been a bit of a playboy, but I'm gonna settle down. My name is Ultron. I will annihilate the Avengers.
You can actually hear they would actually sound really alike. So it's really good. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna try two different emotions. We're gonna try sad, I think just sad, and I think just angry. So we're gonna head over to Kyutai's Hugging Face page and we'll head over to the TTS Voices repo and we're going to basically pick the one we want to actually try out and we'll try it out. So let's head back to the Hugging Face page and over here we can see TTS Voices. So before we head over to files and versions, let's head over to the project page of the text to speech. So they did state something here concerning voice cloning, because it said to specify the voice we use a 10-second audio sample. The TTS matches the voice intonation, blah blah blah. So this was your example.
So the text-to-speech is conditioned on a 10-second voice sample, and it's really good at reproducing the intonation and the voice that you use, even if they're kind of weird. So in this example, I talk like this to make the voice that you are about to hear.
Whatever, like, yeah, it's pretty good. I guess you want me to say some stuff to test
Yeah,
it out. Okay, all right. So like, I was thinking about getting a pet.
So it's really cool, but to my dismay, they didn't release the voice cloning model. So over here, they did say that to ensure people's voices are only cloned consensually, we do not release the voice embedding model directly. Instead, we provide a repository of voices, hence the TTS voices repo. Okay, based on samples from datasets such as Espresso and VCTK. You can help us add more voices by anonymously doing this. Something people can do is blend voices. You can just blend it and you get the average of whatever two voices you actually use. Let's just head back to TTS voices and let's go to files and versions. Head over to Espresso, which is one we actually using earlier. So this is the default voice and let's check it out. Let's hear what it sounds like. So I've downloaded these two files. Now I'm going to place it in my project directory. So I have copied the defaults to my project directory. Let's hear what it sounds like.
Oh, the smell must have been atrocious.
To keep this simple, since we are running this locally and we do not want you to head over to the Hugging Face repo every single time to check if that voice and the safe tensor actually exist, I'm going to change the value of voice path. We won't be using this method. So what we're going to do now is change this to path, because all that this is actually doing is returning the path once it's actually done checking if you've downloaded it and you've placed it in your cache directly and all that, is to check if the voice exists. So what it does is it's head over to TTS voices repo and it checks in Espresso slash whatever name you're actually placing here. So that's what it actually checks and it downloads the safe tensor and the WAV file. So that's what it basically does and returns the path. So instead of doing it this way, since I have it locally here, I'm going to copy this, going to place it here. So it's a safe tensor we're actually passing in this time. We're not going to be passing in the WAV file because that's what it actually does return. Once it checks the name, it downloads the safe tensor and return the path to wherever it downloads it to. So we're going to import this and we'll be using this. So now let's run the code. Okay, it's done generating the audio. It's the output of wave. Let's play it.
My name is Ultron. I will annihilate the Avengers.
Okay, it sounds exactly like the default voice.
Oh, the smell must have been atrocious.
You can actually hear they actually sound really, really similar, which is really cool because it's actually different from the one we generated the last time, which was actually really happy. So for our next test, I'm going to head over to scripts in delayed streams modeling, and I'm going to be trying out the MLX. Since I'm actually running this on my MacBook, I'll be trying out MLX. But if you're using an NVIDIA GPU, definitely you have to switch this to CUDA if you have CUDA set up. So that's something to actually take note of. But since I'm actually using a MacBook with the Apple Silicon, I can actually try out the MLX. Okay, that's what we're going to do next. But first of all, I'm going to head back to Hugging Face repo and I'm going to download the Angry Voice and we'll see how it actually performs when we actually use MLX. So if you'd like to use the script like TTS MLX directly, you can, but just take note that it's going to automatically download the model weights to your catch directory or wherever. But since we've set up our project this way and we have it locally, I'm just going to copy main. I'm just going to copy this function. So since we want to add the MLX, let's clean up main.py. We're going to create a new file. We'll call it voice. Okay, I'm going to call this. So I'm going to create another function called TTS and it's going to accept text. Okay, and since two of them load the model weights differently, I do not need to set this up as a voice services class. You can just call them separately and they'll load up the model. Anyways, let's just copy what we have here. So since the voice.py is going to house the functions for both the MLX and the normal PyTorch TTS, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set this to as, so it's basically different. Okay, let's head over to main.py. We're going to copy this. Okay, that's basically all we need. That's good. So we're going to copy this. So we do not need to print this. So what I'm going to do next is paste in a play function. So it automatically play both TTS once they are done generating the audio. Okay, since we've done that, we can basically install Pygame. Let's import Pygame. Anyways, let's clean up TTS MLX because we are not actually running it using our terminal, so we do not need any of these argument parsers. We will need a text and it's going to be a string. So I'm going to pass in the path for this. So this is a Moshi weight. We could just comment this part out. We can uncomment it if we want to quantize the model. Changes to MLX. Okay, so this is basically checking if we specified an output file, and if we didn't specify an output file, if it's actually empty, it's going to do this. Basically, it's going to stream the audio. But if we did, it will save it. It will write it to our root directory. So this is basically the name of the file, and we'll call it output.wave as usual. Maybe when we're actually done trying this out, we're going to try out the streaming. So let's comment this part out. And then we can add the play function and play the audio. Now we can remove all the parts. We're going to look for where we passed in the text. So this is the voice repo. So, okay, what next? Let's look for more arguments. We have argument this. Let's just wipe this out. So we have to actually specify the voice, and as usual, this actually return the path to the voice. So we're going to copy what we have here. Voice.py looks good. I don't think there are any errors here. We didn't make any mistakes in the indentation, so everything looks good. Let's head over to main.py, and now we're going to switch this up, clear this, and this time we're going to import TTS and TTS MLX. So let's do that. So let's call TTS MLX. Okay, this looks good. Hello there, what is your name? So Okay, this looks good. It says, hello there, what is your name? I am a computer program. I would like to get to know you better. Really cool. And we have this automatically playing at the end. So let's just run it. As you can see, it loaded the model weight. So I got this error because I don't know why I missed this. Anyways, let's run it again. It has actually generated the wave file, as you can see here.
Hello there. What is your name? I am a computer program. I would like to get to know
Really
you
cool.
better.
And so that's really cool. Anyways, I'm going to copy the wave file and the save tensor for the angry voice, and I'm going to paste it here so we can actually use it this time. So I have two different angry voices here, so we're going to try them out. Let's head over to the normal TTS, and I'm going to use the first one. So for the second one, I'm going to use TTS MLX. Okay, and this time I'm going to change the output to output. Now let's do this, and then my name is Ultra and I will annihilate the Avengers and rule the world. There's nothing you can do to stop me. Really cool. So let's just hear what it sounds like. So let's run it.
My name is Ultron. I will annihilate the Avengers and rule the world. There's nothing you can do to stop me.
So that's really cool. It actually nailed it.
Hello there. What is your name? I am a computer program. I would like to get to know you better.
It's not really that angry. But anyways, that's really cool. So it's really cool to see that this text-to-speech model, even though it's a PyTorch model, it does support MLX. So we can actually take advantage of the Apple Silicon and just run it with better performance. It will run way faster, especially as they didn't release a text-to-speech MLX model. They just released a PyTorch model. So unlike the speech-to-text that has both the MLX and also the PyTorch, this one only has the PyTorch model, yet we can actually use the MLX package to actually run it. So that was really, really cool to see. So another positive of this model is the voice cloning. If they do release the full voice cloning model, that would be fantastic, because with these voices they actually provided, it actually does a very, very good job at cloning it and generating a new audio with those voices. It does a very decent job, especially with their expression and all that and their emotion. So so it would have been really cool if they just released the full model. So I actually hope people keep tormenting them until they release the full model, the full voice cloning model. I hope people keep disturbing them until they actually do that, because this is actually a really good model. Especially if you compare it to what has actually been released in the open source community. Like, this is actually a lot better. It actually generates high quality audio. Unlike many voice cloning models that will just generate maybe poor quality audio, sometimes it doesn't actually match. It's very inconsistent, but this one is actually really consistent. It's really matching the emotions and all that. It just needs a bit of more control so you can actually play with it. And something I forgot to actually mention is this. You can actually adjust the temperature. That's something you could actually do. You could actually adjust the temperature. We head over to this part. As you can see, you can do that if you like. So that's basically it for the text to speech. Now, in our next video, I'm going to cover the speech to text, and that's going to be it for this particular video. Thank you for watching. Make sure you do subscribe if you haven't. Hit that bell notification to get notified when I release a new video on this channel. Make sure you do like this video if you did enjoy watching it. So thank you for watching. Have a nice one.